Nyale want to cause woman Quila Tabapunu Dafatema Samashan Greyfield. I'm here at 6 o'clock and I'll do a monologue talking on so many issues of national concern. If all goes well, my friend and brother Abraham Godson Warrior will join me on the flip side of 5 o'clock. If all goes well, Abraham Godson Warrior will join me at 5 o'clock. But I'll do a monologue on so many issues taking place in our country, the fall march of our country, the expectation of the people of Liberia, who elected the new president, Joseph Nyumobuakai, and all of those. But there's a video trending on Facebook. There's a young lady who's brutal body I see on Facebook. She was not killed though. She was brutalized by some young people. And I hear people on Facebook making politics out of it. Her name is Dede. I listened to the recording from someone who claimed to be her daughter as she was beaten at a red light market by some young people. And what got me so disappointed and feeling so terrible is that young woman is being brutalized that way, and young men are standing there, people looking at that woman being beaten the way she was beaten. Scrape her naked, beat her, she was going unconscious. While they beat her, she's not even talking, they said beat it on her. Oh, that is despicable. What country is this called Liberia? Even in the street of Monrovia, on Broadway, where you walk in the day and the guys take your phone, if two criminals attack the people are standing there taking video. They're recording, they do video recording or going live on Facebook. Instead of them coming to help you and save you from the hands of those criminals, they are standing and looking at you as though you come from a different planet. What is Dr. Lester Tenney saying? For last week, I wasn't on the show because of some engagements. But what is Dr. Lester Tenney saying about the CDC and the president? Ambassador Dr. George Opamanek Bagugbe Sekoze. Welcome back to the country. Welcome back, His Excellency George Weah. I will say many thanks to you for saving the peace of our country. Many thanks to you, George Weah, for putting Liberia on the map internationally. That our democracy has nurtured. It has been respected. It has added new values. Can he be, can you be a Lula de Silva? Like what happened in Brazil? He was there performing as a president. He performed so well. But there are some people in the country who thought that Lula de Silva did not do better for the country. So there was an opposition connivance against him. When he left power, and the simple who voted him out say, oh, that man was the best man. And we wouldn't have taken this man out. And the same people came back to vote him in power. Go and read about Brazil. Lula da Silva, the former president of Brazil. Now he's the current president, I think so. He was voted again. George Weah said this time around, we didn't get the required votes. We cannot jeopardize the peace of this country. I will step back humbly. And he has done so, and he congratulated the acting president, the president-elect, and said, you won an election, congratulations. But I hear people saying lots of things about the president. Let us spell the president. I heard the Honorable Dr. Lester Tenney say that, and I'll take time to throw a light on that. Even though Dr. Tenney has been here before and talking about the ills in the past, yes, he was sometimes a bit tougher on the government. And so now when he speaks, I say this guy will lose his job the next day. But that was the tolerance of the man called George Weah. You criticize the man openly, but he said, this country belongs to every one of us. This man is in the internal structure of the CDC. He comes to criticize me. I will not dismiss him because he has criticized me. But Lester Tenney was on record to have criticized the president openly here. So sorry for that. I will take time to see whether there can be a CDC over George Weah. Can there be a CDC over George Weah? Those guys who are planning to say they want to expel the president, is that a good way to go? Many people think that will be the demise of CDC. And CDC will go down in history. You'll go deep down in history. And the TWP government, you will not restaurate again our many people think. I listened and read a piece from one of my brothers, a Liberian lawyer. I think he's aware he's out of the country. The Nyomeko Klatume. He wrote a piece on Facebook. I read it and I digested it and I comprehend it very well. He's advising the president-elect, Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai, to be careful as who he brings into the government. Not the friends and peers from the 80s and the scientists who went together, they went to school together. It is about time to afford the young people the opportunity to serve. Those who have gone away and here who have been trained in different disciplines. He thinks it is about time to give them the time to serve in government so that he can experience them, so he can empower them. Because you think the guys in the 80s, that now they are aging. And you bring everyone on their own board, the government cannot function. That's why Klatume thinks. And I buy into his idea as well. I will talk about that. Welcome to the afternoon situation conversation here called the Bumper Show. Let me pause right there. Usually we do this. We call on one of the language announcers. He or she comes and prays. He prays for our country, prays for the president, prays for all Liberians, prays for all elected, appointed officials of government as well. Today we go to Maryland, where we're going to speak in Gribble. We'll tell God thing in Gribble, and we'll ask for his direction as the man Jiro, Sylvester Jiro, Sylvester Galako Jiro will pray for us in the Gribble vernacular just for a minute.
Bramwana ni soamo la biwa brokpa bre. Joken abiyema gurikana ne. Yo one gana joro na jire boje gurikana bodile awunu nya badikono ne nyere ne abiyene ne yo radio station mo EBC oteta enyi irinu mo anyi pe unene bujire mo wimunya iyane anyi kane abiyene gurikana ne yo adi ojara great eteta onene bobon show boyani anyi kane tere ipetu re abrokpagoro Bropa abiyene ni joken yo abropa na nya pesere Josh Manewia o onwere bropa na goro gwe na oni goro wasijire na odide probroka abiyene ni yo labua gomna eteta abiyene ni yo security eteta abiyene ni yo agbirigbo nyewe eteta abiyene ni yo anyi unene kore nyane uteta amu abiyene ni gaga ama nyeno eteta abiyene ni yo brokpa na turibiri iparade ate ajiriye mo muke omo yijire mutunyo dede na ne aregwa banu dai munyisowa ekenwono putono abene goro tie ajiriye mo joken muke onewere putono nya labia nyogba wono enune ate tibre mo adibire ma la radio Nigeria achiotere acho abure nune bonyini mika eregurika na goro ibere agoro kamu EBC nyore abienene yoti eneon labia bropa gwade eregurika na goro tetuemo adia jaragwepi kombokpa ne nya la radio Nigeria nyetuemo diredia alemu yikobonanu mone abropa kane jiri mo amoye tere nyo prente bi mo tere kuye mo ni tulo mna ya labi abropa mo nyamu EBC mo nyamu mo jire mo tuo mo abropa na kanjiri abienene mo kurube be na ma amo for Christ amen
Abionene
abiomani
what does it mean?
Thank you,
Abiomane.
Yeah, Abiomane.
All right, thank you. Sylvester Jiro there with the prayer in the Gribble vernacular. I know my people in Harper, there are people in Plebo, and they are all listening. And we say welcome to you, Mr. Shaq Davis. the head of the disabled people in Sano County. He usually monitors the Bumper Show here. I'm trying to find protect our leaders, the song that crowns it all. And then we go to the discussion right here on ERBC Radio with the Bumper Chief. My name is Jala Grayfield. I'm the nation's head, the J. Remember Jala Grayfield chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk. Never shall we fight. In the face of our political differences, let us not fight. Let me try to find the guide, and I put it here, but I'm trying to find protect our leaders. That is the one that crowns it all on the Bumper Show here on ELBC Radio. As we come about to read a few of the comments and the guys who join us, then we come to our discussion in different areas. Let me see if I cannot find it. I will find something else to play in the meanwhile. Okay, let me get this one in the meanwhile.
We are, Sanika, we are, eh, 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 the way you dancing for the motion, eh, we are, Sanika, we are, eh, the way you rocking for the motion, eh, we are, Sanika, we are, eh. I'll be ready to go.
Let me say welcome to you, Mr. Emmanuel Smoke Boy. The Benedict Bestman Bacola Jr., my young brother. How are you, Benedict? Dennis Stowe, my friend and brother, my in-law. How is Madam Zio?
And if you see my boyfriend,
Zio G and the children, how are they doing this afternoon? That's Mr. Dennis Stowe. The Benedict Bestman as Bacola Jr. says, Merry Christmas to the family of your BC. And Mara Samuel has joined me. Makinwong Bonka is joining me from Johnsonville, rather. Peter Jube has joined me.
love you, baby, I love you.
And Thomas Tama is joining me.
I love you, baby, I dig you. I dig you, baby, I dig you.
Dear Bolo is here.
Love you, baby, I love you. Love you, baby, I dig you. I dig you, baby, I dig you.
Saturday, Zongwe Wonderwule. Watching for Atlanta, the USA is joining me this afternoon. Ruth Bodwo Band. I'm watching you from Phoenix, the USA, Arizona to be precise. That's Ruth Bodwo Band. Chris Lee has joined me from the USA. He said he joins us from North Dakota, the USA. Let me say welcome to Liberia, Mr. Patrick Soa.
Show me the river, show me the river, show me the river where my baby got drowned. Yeah.
You want to know the river where your baby got drowned?
Yeah.
Go in search of her, you'll find her, right? Justin Koimeni is joining me from somewhere. Aliu Kanes Jala is joining me. T. Sylvester Nyenswa is joining me. Daniel Nyawule is joining me from Sinka. Daniel Nyawule, how are you? And I is a beautiful wife, baby girl, way there in the USA. Imana P. Goba joining me from Lackland, Grand Bassa County. Imana P. Goba says he's joining me from Lack. Samuel Fire is joining me. Josephine Camel joins me now from the Mornings, the USA. While Samuel Fokker has joined me from the USA as well. Memis Dele Taylor is joining me. Jeremiah Clare has joined me. George Lamadan is here. Clarence S. George Jr. is also joining me here on the Bumper Show. I got my Reza Balaman shoes. My mother told me those days while they were in Bentor, growing up in the area, if you mess around your friend Jew in the night, when you go to the club to dance, the guy puts a sharp blade on his shoes, by his shoes. So he goes while you dance, he just passes that blade on your foot, you start bleeding, he walk away. That's how these are disciplined people who follow their friends, girlfriends, or wives, or whatsoever. That's what mother said to me who got growing up in Bentor. From that Bumber inside, come to Bentor, do business, go back, and SYZ. She said it was a, when you fall in love with a guy, that's the time you saw real love. If a young man follows his friend's girlfriend, just make sure he goes to the club. And when you're going to that club, just put the wrist up by your shoes. Ain't nobody. By the time you pass that man, blood whistling for his foot, then you walk away. He knows you want to do it for some reasons. Let me welcome the rest of the guys who join me. Momo Kasiel, Fire Buakai, Philip LG Diatua. They all have joined me. Let me say welcome to you, Mr. That's Gemano Smo, watching me from Red Belt. Samuel Paco Winwood, the way you write your name with all the cleaning away, I don't know how to pronounce it. Wrestling, we are welcome. I know she's watching me from a proper corner. Wrestling, we has come from Maryland, to be precise, in the around this Playboy area. She's in Monrovia. She said, "I'm in town, Wrestling, welcome. I hope to see you some days. But welcome to the show. In my thesis, I talk about what happened. And it's confusing. People say it happened before the run of election, and it just came out. I don't know why it just popped up the way it popped up. There is a video that I saw today. I've been seeing the photograph of this lady called Dede on Facebook. Somebody put on Facebook and say, "Oh, the lady was beaten because she had Joseph Newman Boaga picture on her phone." That's a political side about it. I'm getting to know that President George Weah is unconfirmed yet, that he has flown out of here. She's in Ghana on a going medical checkup. But the way that lady was beaten, it beats my imagination that young people, young boys, who should get even born, some of them, were lynching her the way they lynch her. Beat her like a killer, someone who had killed somebody. But there are people saying something else, and these are things we are hearing. Sometimes our ears are bigger than other people's ears because we get calls from all over. So the story is that she's gone to bar food a red light, and while she's walking, 3 guys approached her and said, "Who you voted for?" She said, "My vote is my secret." So they were saying by her, so she stood for them to pass. When they passed by her, and they said she was a road, I call her princess. But one thing is that there have been somebody who know, I've been hearing about princess, who is a back criminal, alleged bad criminal. She steals back, she sells them. So they mistook her to be the princess. That's what I'm getting from people. But even if it were a princess who have been sitting back and she's grabbed, is that a way to treat her when you have law and order here? Even if police are going to the place where beating a woman, they were being overwhelmed by the young people who carry different machetes and other things, the pangas and all of those who beat on that woman. A brand lady, when you see the bruises on her, she was lynched by way. She has bruises on all part of her body. Scrape her naked and make her to lie down, beat her unmercifully, and then she went off. Right now, she's talking small, so I'm told. A friend who is a sister to her who lives in South Korea will be speaking. And Jogi tells me, Jala, that lady is in serious problem. And she confirmed to me that it was President Weah who on a road her trip to Ghana, and she's undergoing treatment. But the fact of the matter here is, elections are over. I don't know how you do this thing. You sing the wrong song. If the man voted for Joseph Boaga or George Weah, it would never change the history that George Weah as a president considered defeat and congratulated Joseph Newman Boaga, said, "I'm leaving, you can take over." You can never change that history. I don't know why people say better. Whether it was CDC people who beat her because she's a United Party woman, or the United Party people beat her because she voted for CDC, even though CDC did not win the same vest, it is not good for our country. And my disappointment is in our young people. People who sell around that area, they stood there. Those guys were beating a woman, killing her like a dog. And nobody could speak. They were there taking video, doing video recording to put on Facebook. That's how cruel our society has begun. Nobody speaks for their friend. Everybody goes there where they want to go. They see nothing good in the other people. That's terribly bad. And as one female politician put it on Facebook, Vitro Tolukukwe, I was spoken to her just on the show today, but she's I think on another radio station. She said, justice for Dede. And that video is here. It is about time the law enforcement officers go for that video and identify those young people who are beating that lady. Somebody called me this afternoon and said, look, one of the guys in that video, I know him very well. He's a motorbike rider. Tell the person said to me. And most of them who are beating the girl, they said they are all motorcycle riders. They beat the lady and her face got disfigured. Can you imagine that? Somebody's mother, somebody's sister, somebody's wife is going through such a pain just because somebody mistook her to be a politician from the other side. When will we reconcile this country? There's a Herculean task before Joseph Boakai as he takes over in January to reconcile the people of this country. We saw how young people were killed in Foya, Lofa County, in the hometown of Joseph Boakai, in the name of politics. Imagine a young man who lives with the people, they grew up together, they see kissing food, they see dialect. He was being mobbed like a dog in Foya. All because of politics. Elections are gone. What happened to those people who did that to people in Lofa? I'm told they were identified, they were picked up. But because of some tension or growing again, they released them. But the guys were seeing the video mobbing somebody, killing somebody. Then you let them go. And the people live without trauma. Reconciliation is needed, Mr. President-elect. And those of you who are his followers, his lieutenants, and I know you can stay reconcile this country. This country is heavily divided. To the extent that people have won, even those who have won, I mean the Unity Party people have won, some of them said throwing jabs at other people. One of my friends told me they went to my house, they were knocking part up. When I came outside to confront them, they started insulting me. There's not time to do those things. We need to reconcile this country, my people. Whosoever the person may be, whether you're from Liberty Party, you're from Unity Party, you're from the party, the president-elect said he will be president for all. He will not be president for the people in the green, people in the green, people in the blue. The non-position, the opposition, the no position. He will be president for every one of them. Many times the leaders don't have problem, but the followers of the leaders are the one that have the problem. Even those who are the decision makers. Those who will not be decision makers, who will not even benefit from office job, are the ones causing the problem for the country. Joseph Boakai, I don't want to believe. He will tell people, say, you're going to be somebody. Even somebody put that behind him was shown that. We have the likes of Kofi Woos. We hear the names of the transitional team. These are people who come with good characters. And those of you who are there, what is the Amar Kone who has asked you people to lower your expectation? Because I know the expectation is high. People say, oh, yeah, the man will manage our expectation, but you think that everybody get job here? You think everybody will get job here? Is that possible? It is not possible that everybody gets job. Even on President Weah, for the 6 years you spend there were some areas that were not filled. Vacuum that were not filled. I mean, appointed positions. They were not filled because of resource constraint. Why you think that the IMF have to come with their own policy and programs to put in place to harmonize salary? It was because the wage bill at the time was high. Somebody giving $20,000 as salary. Some people getting 8,000 as ministers. And the IMF and other people thought that Liberia was spending so much on just on salary. There was a need to harmonize these salaries so that it can commensurate with the poor people who are making less money. That was the intent of the harmonization. But again, maybe it was not talking about so much. People talking against the government. And people say, you harmonize my salary, I'll harmonize your votes. So these are the people that Amakona was speaking to. You must manage your expectation. If you think that Joseph Walker can come in the next 1 year, he will reduce rice price from $17.50 to $10, you must be a Joseph the Dreamer. Because you know the price of rice in the market all around Africa, in India and Pakistan, where rice come from. People will buy the rice for the price, put it on ship. The transport means are gone up. Fuel prices are gone up on the world market as a result of the war between Ukraine and Russia. Right now, Israel and the Gaza and Palestine are fighting. All of those are affecting African governments because we are the beneficiary of those things. So if you're buying rice for $15 or $7.50, do not expect that it will change in the next 1 year. Those were the expectations in my mind that Amakona was speaking of. Those were the decisions that Amakona was speaking of from my own point. And I said on this radio to say to you that Amakona said, manage your expectation. And I said on this radio, I will say the same thing, because if you are not prepared and you think that Joseph Walker takes power, he will give you job in the ministerial position and you're not prepared for it and you lie. It happened, I said that before. When Joshua won, I was at OKFM. This day, me and Zinu Miller was standing outside. A guy wanted to say, Brabi, Joe, I'll Brabi and Will. Me, I'll come and get a job. But I said, the guy is a disadvantaged youth. How prepared is he to work in the office? So everybody's expectation was high at the time, and right now people's expectation high. So when Amakona said manage your expectation, these are things they're talking about. You don't expect Joseph Walker, in my mind. Maybe they will have other policies, other things put in place that will increase salaries here in a short space of time. I think only Jesus Christ will play that miracle to turn water into wine. But at the taste, things are not changing right now. That's why I'm going to say manage your expectation. Look, before Madam Sally left power in his country, 3 different times she spoke. Madam Sally said, when she was commissioning her government officials, she said to them, there will be tougher times ahead. I think my friend and brother Abba Jaja was one of those when they were being commissioned to go to London. The president said, there will be tougher time ahead. Prepare for it. Madam Sally said those things. And on another occasion, she said it again, our foreign ministry. She said it. And these were the tougher times that Madam President Ellen Johnson spoke about. We made a decision. He said, George Weah cannot be there. Joseph Walker should be there. Yes, we have spent much of our president-elect. And in my mind, we all should support him because he is the president-elect. No matter how come I come in this radio and say words about him, cannot change the fact that he's there for 6 years. I can. You gotta live with it. Those of you who have stayed bitter, you gotta live with the reality of changing time. You cannot change the hands of time. You cannot change it. So when the guy said manage your expectation, and I heard people criticize it, I'm not gonna about on Facebook. And the read all kind of jobs on Facebook about him that he has come to join the United Party politics. And he's look, the thing is, in Ottawa, Amakona said only one thing I got concerned about, and I said, and I posted that on my page. Yes, I know you want to manage expectation, Mr. Amakona. Yes, we ought to know that. And then he tried to address that expectation thing by saying, United Party has gotten 20 scholarship that will be given to people that were in the war room, or United Party going to go and study abroad. That's the only place he missed a mark somehow, and I criticize him for. Because if you want to manage people's expectation to get a scholarship to go abroad, it's good. And that's one of the things United Party people did in the country. I really appreciate Madam Salif for at the time. Look, Madam Salif at some point made government job unattractive for some young people. Those who were in the party, and she saw that they had limitations, and she wanted to, what she did, they created a foreign scholarship for them to go abroad to study. Some of them who are in government, who are just come a first degree or so on so ever, they gave them opportunity to do masters. Like, for example, my friend and brother was assistant minister at the Minister of Commerce, Steve Marvey. Marvey took advantage of that program. When he started getting a master, he came back, he served in a bigger position. Take, for example, Padre Umbayo. assistant minister, the minister of labor. He took advantage, went to Georgetown University, graduated, he came back, he became deputy minister. After 2 years, he came back. So there was scholarship available for people in United at the time to less their expectation. George Joachim, yes, he thought that it was important to empower the young people who have worked, who have sat for 12 years and didn't have a job, and they also work for the CDC. He said, I will take the Mamasi Kabal from the community in the slum and make assistant minister. And no wonder, I will go for Shaka Sharif from the slum of Negro Town and gave him a job to be his assistant minister. And he created jobs for the young people within the corridors of power. He did not people from abroad to come and work. If people in the government of Georgia were there who came to work in this country, in from the diaspora, I didn't think there were more than. I can't, there were not many. So we hope that the expectation management that American has spoken of, that librarians should manage their expectation, should also go that way. Provide scholarship for the young people who are here, who are eager to go study without discrimination. It shouldn't be a United Party scholarship. No, let it be competitive, that is entertained by the Minister of Education. You can go and apply for it, vetted. When you are qualified, you go study. That's another way I think the government can manage expectation of the people. There are bilateral scholarships. Send people for those scholarships. After they have completed, said, even from people from high school, Madam sent into China, they went other places, they came out BSc. So when they say they get scholarship, and then when they did better off, and they get master and get PhD. You understand? So these are opportunities that are provided to the young people here. So I think the expedition management thing that Mr. Amakona spoke of was not in the wrong fit, as using criticized. Yes, and I've cataloged many of them. I've managed expectation. So I'm like driving a park to buy a banana. Then the guys are saying, "The government will go." That before the election, the government will go. And the guys were saying there were people who were selling bananas and then cassava on the road. So like I poked into that conversation. Why you think the government should go and the place getting too high, the rest price going up, and the thing the price will go really, you buy a market, they can buy a whole day, you bring it by a spot. I know what was going on. I didn't even get involved in that kind of confrontational manner, and I could ask them. Do you know that Mr. President George, where he came, the price of rice was around 17.5 or $18? And for 4 years, Mr. President subsidized rice price and dropped it to $15.50, no, $14.50 for 4 years. He did it. Why you think people were agitating the other time? 5-6 months before the government came, before election. So our warehouse, they did not have no rice. They had no rice on the other side. Because George Weah was subsidizing the rice price every other year, spending millions of dollars. When the rice comes in the country, they see business people kind of pull it in their cars and carry to Sierra Leone to go sell it for more price. They cross over to Guinea, and there are no mechanism put in place at the borders of our country to stop these people from smuggling this rice into Sierra Leone and Guinea and Ivory Coast. So the government was paying a lot of money to subsidize the rice price here, but our officials, business people were taking it outside of the country and selling at a higher price. Sierra Leone rice should be around about $21.50 or $22.50. And when they take the rice, they carry to the mountain where they have the mining centers. They sell it there for $21, $19. That's what they were doing here. So rice prices are going up small. And to compound it, the war in Ukraine I talk about, and the crisis right now in between Israel and Palestine, Palestinian rather, is giving us some problem. Hamas and the Israelis are on it. I was watching video this morning. I was watching the international news this afternoon. When you see what is happening, it's so horrible. All of those things have negative effect on our country, not only Liberia, our continent in Africa. We are a begging continent. The America gave a lot of money to African governments. Nigeria is the biggest economy right now in Africa. What they do, they get millions of dollars, billions, not millions, billions of dollars go to Nigeria every year for aid. So let's manage the expectation. It's not just about saying with our mouths, But let's understand that Madam Sally foretold these things. She foretold that there will be bigger problems, there will be tougher time ahead. Let me say welcome to you, Mr. Bob Ivangizi. He said, excellent analysis as always, brother. Manfred M. Davis, we should have protected our borders. Yes, I agree with you, Manfred M. Davis. That we should have done to prevent those guys from taking the rights again to Sierra Leone. It was look, you didn't need to tell the security people. The government should get menace when you see press going to Sierra Leone, stop it. You should stop it. You understand? When the crisis was going, rest crisis was here, people attempted taking rest from the Guinea, they stopped there and brought about the Monrovia. Let me welcome Henry Dubon, Bogizi Washim from Bogesa, or Bobby in Bogesa. Welcome. I hope you're doing well there, rather. Amos Wa is also here. Kevin Say is here. Mary Apitan Jabater is here. And she is someone arguing here on the page. Daniel Bono is watching for EAW Junction. Robert Bryan has joined me. Vamuya M. Fofana is joining me as well. So welcome to the Bumper Show on ERBC Radio 99.9. Now let me move on to the next talking point. On the flip side of 5 o'clock, I will try to go to the United States of America and talk to a man who has had interest in our elections. The elections have ended, but he has something in his mind he thinks that he can bring on the table. I will talk to Mr. Gilman. Mr. Gilman, I will talk to him, just get his full name. Octavius Gilman. He's an entrepreneur in the US. He thinks that he can bring his expertise on board. That he create jobs for Liberians. He has been a key watcher from abroad, looking at things from different perspectives. And he thinks he can bring his expertise on board, whether in the private sector or in the government. So I will speak to Mr. Octavius Gilman later. Let me say welcome to you, Mr. T. Sylvester Nyeswa. Yes, you joined me earlier. Let me read the last few comments. They are coming in numbers. I will read them quickly. Then I call it a day from here. T.N. Nangbe, watching from Accra, Ghana. Alfred Guardian is joining me from a conversation from the UAE. Alfred Guardian, you are the other country, my picking. Wow, thank God for you. Alfred Guardian, he worked with the Abu Kamara in the Abu Kamara company in Logan Town. Chris Silly is joining me. Prince B. Corva has joined me. Augustine Tale joining me from Baltimore, the USA. S.C. Nangwe joining me from Ghana, Accra. Tito Edward Beslu watching me from New Life Community in Johnsonville. Monterey watching me from somewhere. Christian King watching me from somewhere as well. Moses M. Salif is joining me from Grand Bassa. April Tamateni Tuma watching me from Vanjama City. Amos Johnson watching me from Rhode Island, the USA. Andrew Colley has joined me from Bangabung County. Larry Michael has joined me from Larry Mecca has joined me from Somerset 72nd, while Maima Jones is watching me from a proper corner. Maima, welcome. And let me welcome to the show my big brother, who always follows me, S. Lawrence Bobo, is joining me from somewhere along the long foyer. But mommy tells me that she's on her way to Monrovia. They kind of break down along the way, and she's struggling to come to Monrovia to see her family. Thanks to all my people in foyer who were so supportive of our vision and dreams in there. And let me say welcome to Mr. Paul Tobacco Saleh. Paul Saleh, how are you this afternoon? Paul Tobacco Saleh is the manager and owner of the hotel called Palma. Welcome to it. Let me get this one quickly, then I'll come back and go ahead.
You take it from today to day, God will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Sweet, sweet, in this road, where the rich are poor.
Oh yes, the late Professor Jones Double. He has been buried. I'm told he died some weeks back, and he has been interred. Eric Neckland from Sano County, welcome. This is one that's Eric Neckland has joined me. S. Lauren Baba is joining me. This was a good evening, Brother Jala. I'm here listening to you from my end here. It's from Emmanuel S. Basak Pella Boy from Grand Basak County District 2 is watching me. I would have time for you to talk. Don't worry. Enough time will be given you. Mr. Prince Gay, watching me from Bumber County, welcome. Paulo Babo, watching me from Minnesota. Paulo Babo, watching me from Minnesota. Kennedy Poe, watching from Nairobi, North Dakota rather. Watching for Fana, following me from Philadelphia, the USA. Septimus Myers Kaikai, watching you from CDC Party headquarters in Foya.
It's a matter of time.
The Septimus Myers Kakai, Fire J Bobodi. Where's my man, my Bobodi, your brother? My Bobodi, how are you? You had a Freeport of Monrovia to the LRA. Chris Silly is following me. Chris Silly follows me from Dakota, North Dakota. Anthony Rogers joining me from Pennsylvania in the USA. Wamilo Kekula is joined from Dallas, Texas. Melvin A.T. Fambula has joined me. Ansu Esano is following me from Minnesota, the USA. A Valley Kora watches me from Gambia, the Banjo. Clay Richardson. First of all, do you have security in Liberia? He asked me a question. You want me to answer that question for you? All right, keep tuned, yeah? I'm watching you from New Hampshire, USA. It's James Blay. Roland Voyon has joined me from Buchanan. Tobasi Christopher Wolotik Tobasi watches me from somewhere Nima County. Emmanuel Broble, how are you this afternoon? Joining me from Grand Bazaar. Mr. Cletus Noah, how are you?
You take it from me today, or God will take it from you tomorrow. I find power is now, it can make you heavy. Looking like a cookie, no, it's quick to capsize. It's our Leo, it's our Lia, it's our Lia. When people don't follow, you always people online. I know you're the lady, just that always go. Sweet, sweet, it's our Leo, number as an offer one person, it's a matter of time, Papa. After this, I left here, brother, this ahead. I'm on for the way, never come away now. Feel me, your woe. I'm on for the way, Papa.
Oh yes, the Bumper show returns on this Monday afternoon. And I'm the nation's heavenly J. My name is Jala Emmanuel Niki Kalufagala Kieng Balakbuling Yali want to go Zubo Wamangana Poquila Jabapunun Dafatema Greyfield. In Pella, when he said Dafatema means nothing can pass by you. Nothing can pass by you. Anything that comes your way, you toss on. Jabapunu Dafatema. That's Dafatema meaning. It means that nothing can pass by him. Anything that comes by, I will talk about it. I will toss on. Davatema. Jabapunu is a lecturer like me. I'm lecturing right now to provide information. So I'm a lecturer. So my name is Jabapunu. When you go to Lofa County in the Foya chiefdom, there are people coming Halisa. But remember Jala Graphic chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk, and never shall we fight. Mr. Cletus Noah, how are you this afternoon? You and your family? Hope you're doing well somewhere, and I hope we see someday, somehow, somewhere. And let me recognize some few of the guys that have come to the second talking point. I will have almost 30 minutes for you to talk. Jocelyn Morgan Henaware Senior has joined me. Welcome, my brother, to the show. You are here. That's not what I'm looking for. I'll find something. Ham D. Gover, live from Juba, Washington. Doris Smith, Washington from somewhere. Clay Richards has joined me. Philip L.G. Datua is joining me. Abba P. Swa has joined me. Clay Richards, Peter Say, Emmanuel Brooklyn. I read all of your comments. And let me find a song that will introduce my. Let me go to the next talking point quickly. I was like, I'm a guy who freak the social media. And I always follow comments and content and then try to analyze it from my own point. But I came across this, which I thought it was wise to talk about. And that just jive into what I discussed earlier about the empowerment of person we are to the young people of this country that saw the coming in government of the island we said. A Jala Gravy come to serve as Deputy Director General for Public Affairs. The first position created by any sitting president is the seat I'm in right now at LBS. Deputy for the first time since the creation of LBS in 1964. I am the first deputy for public affairs created by a sitting Liberian president. People say, why Joe we brought young people on board? The island we said, Mama Sikaba, the like of Shaka Shalif, the young man from Internal Affairs Ministry. Abu Bakar Ba and the rest of them, Jefferson Coach and others, because we are told that it was time. Madam Salih was addressing the General Assembly in America, and she told the people of America and the world that Liberia had a generation change, but it was time for the young people to lead. She knew that Joseph Boga was in the race. He had only 20 other person in the race. But she said it was a time for the young people to lead Liberia. That is why Madam Sally told the General Assembly in America. You remember the time she said to the people when they asked her the question, she said, why you gave the lawmakers all these monies? She said, no, I gave them. They took it. They themselves took it. You remember that interview Madam Sally did? Or at least you have been quoted by somebody. She said, no, I didn't give the legislature this money. Because they tried to make it 15,000 plus. She said, no, I didn't give it to them. They didn't want legislated and they're taking it. So it's legislated. So once it is legislated, then I, the president, has acquiesced to it. So Madam Sally said at the time, in that same time was in America, she said, it's about time for the young people to lead. And when she returned to the country, she has gone to Banga Bon County to break ground for the Banga Manicoma Highway. So the other time, Anthony can find me water. Can find me water. My throat is getting dry. So the other time we're at the Jamaica. So the president was lecturing, and then I did not know the genesis of how Mr. President went to that groundbreaking ceremony when you're a senator. When you're a senator, he had gone to visit Marvin Coe in Banga. He said, Marvin Coe, house that day, and he received a call from the former president. I said, George, where are you? He said, I'm in Banga. But he said, can you join me? And he asked, where? He said, I'm going to break ground for the Banga Manicoma Highway. I want to join me. That's how Mr. President and Senator John Madam Salif, they broke ground for that Banga Manicoma Highway. It was just upon her return, after she said that it was about time to give the young people a chance to serve. So Mr. President, knowing fully that Madam Salif said those words, that it was time for the young people to serve in Liberia, to lead Liberia, he had no other alternative but to come and empower the young people on the ground. He did not been put for America, no. A few of the guys in Liberia who came from America, he was doing other connections, there were not many. So I've come to buy into what Klatume said. Edo Klatume, a Liberty Party man who gave support to Joseph Boakai from his side. Because if this man called Klatume, a lawyer by profession, he was on the side of Nyobli Kanga Lawrence, and Daniel Sano and others were there. They all supported JMB while other faction of Mr. Ability and others went to Cummins' side. So what happened? Let me take a break. This is a bumper show. I need to get a water. Sometimes to sit and talk for all long, it's not easy. I will try. Always trying. Always doing it. Let me see what I can do here. But it's important to talk about that. So Mr. President gave the young people jobs to do. So Edward Klatume is saying to us, before I lost my thoughts on this matter, he said, Mr. Vice President, and let me see if we can go to his post, and I'll read verbatim to you to hear what he said in the advice he proffered, which are also buying it. He said, it's not time to give job to the old people that people work together. They went to school together. It is. It's about time to empower some of us. He didn't point to say Unity Party people and Liberty Party people. He said it's about time to trust some of us, the young people, to show our expertise that we have brought on the boat, gone to school, learn. You can bring see old people that were with you when you are in CWA because they say a friend. Now you become president and you want to bring it. Well, some of them in America, you want to bring it to come tell your government. He said, no. He thinks that the guys, some of them, they don't have the capacity anymore. They don't have the capacity anymore to serve in government. So it's about time to empower the young people of Liberia to serve. That was Edward Klatume's advice to the vice president and president-elect, and which I want to buy into that. Let me see if I can find it and read it verbatim. So he said, about 3 hours ago, he wrote, say on the issue of the struggle for jobs in government, Joseph Newman Boaka, JMB, should make sure that most of his friends from the 60s and 70s do not occupy positions for which there are competent and credible young people. Too many things have changed over these decades, including technological advancements and change in curricula and the system. Young men who have acquired quality education over the last 3 decades should have the folks who have passed the retirement age should sit on board any advisory positions. Some specialized skills can be consultants. Yes. You can make someone to be consultant because they come with age, age come with wisdom, but someone they don't have the capacity. And that's what Klatume was saying. You can put in government. Don't put in government. It's not time to put in government. What is needed is to make guardians of people. One of the things that George did in the country was that this abuse of minds of people who felt that one of the guys with bigger guts, the old guys who come and serve in government. And he said, no, I will tell the people that Liberia deserves better. And even the young people can be ministers, they can be directors, head of autonomous agencies. They can all serve in those areas. Let me say, I've not spoken to my old man for a long time. The head of the NSA, Dr. Henrik Pearson. Dr. Pearson, how are you? I hope you're doing well there. Honorable Henrik Pearson, the director of the National Security Agency. I know you have performed so well in that area. Your expertise as security personnel that led to the construction of the NSA headquarters there in was a White area. I went there sometime 2 years ago. Me and Clarence Jackson visited that area. I'm told that place was built with not 1 cent to the Liberian government. It was the American people who chose to help the government of Liberia through his lobbyistic power to be to have that place built. So I cannot forget about those. Let me say hi to you, my dear director, Henry Pearson. I'm not seeing you for a long time, and I hope the family is doing well. Little Bird, as holder, you and the kids, how you guys doing there? And I hope you all are doing very, very, very well. Let me take this one quickly and take a water break. I'm getting another version of that case involving Dede, and I will do all my calls tonight. The relevant authorities in government will be contacted, and I will speak to people from all sides because I'm getting information coming to my phones here and there that a case involving Dede was in the court. I stand to be corrected as I'm getting, so I got to place calls to people around who are clear with authority to speak to me. But the court dismissed that particular case. So I don't think that case, that thing was just not being some weeks back. So I had time to discuss it. Let me read a few of your comments again. You guys are our silent partakers. Once you send your text, we're going to read them for you because it's important to read your text. You follow us every day on the social media, and the social media is another big component of our show here. Everybody follows it. And so let me go and then see what I can read. Some of your comments are coming in already on the nation's #1 radio station, ELBC Radio. You know, the other day someone was saying to me, and I said to them, I will say it again every day. If you think that Jalai Gravy looking for a job, I was privileged to serve for George I was privileged to serve like people for 3 years in government. I was in the private sector, making a lot of gains and breakthroughs in this country. And why in the private sector I managed to have gotten something for myself while I was there. I was well to do. So let no one think that if I'm not to serve here again, it will be the end of my life. Or if it's not someone George or Teddy Jibo, we were all here better off driving cars and living good homes before we got this privilege yourself. But if I'm accepted by our president called George, I say, my man, you put a man in the people, you put a man in government. It's a privilege for me. You get 5.1 million people in this country. For a president of a country to recognize you and give you a green letter. That green letter, you know how they way? Let me know that I put person, we have picture one side, I put vice president picture one side, I put my picture in the middle. That picture will be there when I die gone. My children will come and say, my grandfather, my great-grandfather was a minister, was a deputy director in government. He carried a government signature. That's one of the biggest things that happened for me in this country. To be recognized by a sitting government, a sitting president say, come and work for me. Not everyone of us who had the opportunity to have that sort of opportunity for anybody. So I don't care to serve in government. There is a life after here. I lived that life before, I'll live it again. I don't care. So let me say to you, okay, let me recognize the guys who have come. They've been on my back. Mr. Richard Yossi is watching me from Australia. Richard Yossi, how are you? Genesis Gompier, watching me from Queen, District 8, Nima County. The sagacious Jacob Bono joining me from Bon County. Pedescopi Sokolo watching me from Maryland County. RDC Padolo has joined me from Banga City. Shadrach Johnson joining me. He's awesome. Frederick Solo Jr. joining me from somewhere in New Georgia, lower New Georgia, he said. And so let me try now to open the phone lines for you. I will take your calls up to it's just 5 minutes past 5. 1 hour, 5 minutes past 5. So I can take your calls up to 20-30 minutes. Then I establish contact with my guy in the States, Mr. Octavius Gilman, who wants to bring this expertise to the country. And let me recognize and say thank you to the guys who are doing. I saw a lot of young people, whether they have been managed by some people from where, I don't know. But I saw them in every street corner. As you drive, you see them. They are cleaning up the city. They say it is their own way of giving back to Liberia, because they think Liberia is going to go through a transition by January next year, and the city needs to be clean. And we know what has happened in this country. A lot of donors supposed to come in the past government, and many of them were faded away right after Georgia took place. So that took office. One of the things I was in the police, so you had how many people here? You know, 15,000 people here. They are getting remittances from America here and there, coming from the United Nations, coming, and they had their people here. They say, why money are here that time? Money not here. So I said, answer that question now. Why is the money not here? Money was here before during early time because you have peacekeepers here. You have all the NGOs. But do you know what happened? He said, "Oh, and job will carry the payroll up, and then the money not." I said, "But you see, let me say one to you. They pull fund. I listened to the Minister of Public Works and the Minister of Health. They were on Super Joy show the other day, and she was talking about the 2,000 person they put on the government payroll who are health workers in this country. So you had NGOs that were paying those people handsomely. So when they left, they went. 2,000 of their citizens don't have job. Joy, we are saying, this is about. These people have expertise. So we need to bring on a payroll. And I know the Minister of Finance and his team, like Cletus, Noah, and other people, they started because I'm local and others say, how do we do this work? So the Mr. President said, put it on the payroll and carry that salary up. They start making 2,000. So somebody asked a question the other day on the Super Joy show. So you are making $500. Your owner brother say, "Then get a job." The government say, "Let's just take 150 from your money and add it to somebody who can get that job to the president." Then you vest. But anyway, this too is Liberia. I will take your calls for some minutes. I will come back. I will only take calls on two numbers: 080514096, 0770560560. These are the two numbers. Please share the video so that others can actually share their thoughts in it. Louis asking me from Sano County. And Nyene Richmond is joining me. Kiabe Gray, Kiabe Goya joining me from Texas, the USA. Kiabe Goya, welcome. William Sumawolo has joined me from Staten Island, the USA. Rachel Yossi is joining me from Australia. While Lawrence P. Quitty is watching me from Bangabung County, and soon as saying call 0,000. Okay, yes, that's the number. Please call that number, and then the other numbers are there, and that number can also be reached on WhatsApp. Let me go to the phone lines and take this call. This caller is on my line. Hello. Oh, that is here. Hello, welcome. Do you want to participate?
Yeah, let me say good afternoon, Roger.
Good afternoon to you, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Prince Escar, and I do join you from Matupuru resident, the Giga Junction.
All right, Prince. Let's hear you, my brother.
Thank you for the talking point. You know, President, we have been one of the presidents we the Liberia work with so much, especially we the young people. And I also want to use it up because we still very big thank you to our president for maintaining the peace. We are here, we are waiting 2029 to maintain our president. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. You know, the thing is, and I'll keep saying this, you were supporting your side, you say your side is the best side. Then my own side Georgia side, I say I'm supporting Georgia. But if you don't see material out given to me by the president of Liberia through the Ministry of Information, Culture, Affairs and Tourism, I am a propagandist of the government of Liberia by virtue of that position they created as Deputy General of Public Affairs. I'm the one that fine-tuned the policy of the government and fine-tuned the message of the government. So you expected me to be sitting here as a bubble, and a judge I gave me say go do. I said not do it because I maybe judge right now when so I want the people to give me a job. Why the other guys are defending that side with their sweat and blood? They were doing it because they wanted to be seen that one day when they shall come to power, they will also be recognized and given jobs to. Well, I believe in Joshua. So nobody question me and say why you went. You are also defending your side, and I was defending my side. So don't hold me responsible for that. And even though you won, you say, Henry, why? No, man, we can't be doing this into our own country, man. Hello? Hello, welcome.
John, how you doing?
You sound like Steven Zone from Zulu Whiskey.
You got it right, boy.
Let's hear you say, my man, what happened is ready the other day?
My man, the power be there, we don't want for our friend to prosper. They don't want killing our friend.
Okay, let's hear you quickly, but I hope it's okay now.
Okay, yeah, thank you. There will be no management of expectation.
Why you say so?
Good. If the new government in their campaign messages, if they were preaching in reality, then the citizen will understand. But everything about this government that is constituted, they have compared everything about this government. They put false impression, saying a lot of things that they never did. Even at the time, the money was falling out for heaven coming to early justice early. They said they're going to do all. They forget to realize that they mess that the foreign government is managing with. They are the same people that pour inside.
How did they put it inside?
When the money was, when America and all the international body, when they saw the suffering of Liberians through the 14 years civil crisis, they started chunking the money. They were not even looking back. They were chunking it out of sympathy. And Henry Johnson and Joseph Walker, they were just grabbing it and positioning it somewhere instead of helping this country. Okay? They are the one coming back again, telling people that yes, government.
But I don't think something wrong with someone telling you to manage the expectation, because the people's expectations are so high, because you know the campaign message that were preached around here.
Jala.
And I can't say no to you for your comments though. But they were messages preached that there will be manna falling from heaven. I know that. But again, the simple saying to you manage your expectation. What is wrong with that?
Even when your community where you find so hungry people, and the driver they were eating, they complain about it. You say you bring gravy rice. If they don't bring the gravy rice, what becomes of it?
But then why can't you wait for the people to bring the gravy rice first?
But you already got a gravy rice in your hand. You say you're bringing.
No, they put on there yes, so let's wait on the January. After 6 months, I'm criticizing them.
Without waiting.
Bye. Serious or go, man. I beg you. They post the manager's attention and he say you're not waiting. But they put on the power here. Hello.
Good afternoon, Zara.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Thank you for your show.
Okay.
Well, my name is Mr. M20. I'm calling from China to be that before this day.
Okay.
Zara, you are sorry. President will be the leader the savior of Brazil. I've been telling you for show. President will come back 2029. And our expectation will not be low. It is high. You know, the 90 days feeling President Buhari 90 days up will get on their back. There should be no scarcity in the whole of Liberia. That's what he told us. So our expectation will never be low. Because the tour will low. That's why when I hear in Buto, some people are saying that there will be 2,000 at challenge. I told them until I on planet Pluto. Because that price will never come down to 2,000 because what's happening in the international community or on the world market. So we're looking at four promises. The expectation will not be low. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very kindly. You know, I was like, when I talk about Lula da Silva in Brazil, how he left power and how he came back, and and I will say this, I wanted to say that earlier. Let me just say in passing, how would the CDC be without George Weah? And I listened to Lester Tennant's piece he wrote in his podcast on Facebook, and saying that George Weah will be one of the worst presidents. Even the international people are praising Weah. The locals are praising him. The vote difference between George Weah and Joseph Walker was just around 20,000. It tells you the number of people who voted Weah, who love him. If the international people praising Weah up to this point, then one of his own lieutenants who empowered is saying this to him, that he will be one of the worst. I don't think his assertions were correct. And I agree with Honorable Lester Tenney at some point, and I said that in my TC comments. Sometime when this guy spoke, when Tenney spoke, I was afraid for him that he lost his job. Because you know what means his words anytime? He came on Facebook, he came on radio and openly criticized the CDC government. But George Weah never took job for him. That's the tolerance of George Weah. But to come and say that George Weah should be expelled, or people proposing that he should be expelled from the CDC, I'm just imagining how would the CDC be without George Weah? It's like a snake overhead. Like a snake overhead. The CDC was built, it was refined around George Weah. It was built around him. How can you exclude him from the CDC? Who becomes the face of CDC? But let's agree. Now 2029, George Weah, I said I'll come back 2029 because I didn't want to pull the feedback. If 2029 comes, if there's nobody there to be the face of CDC, who then comes in? Who do you bring? It's about time now to start getting concessions. But in my mind, you don't read the mind of anybody. I can't read the mind of the president. But in my own mind, the record the president has said in this word, I don't think he want to come out of the presidency. That man became world best, a Ballon d'Or recipient, Africa best, European best. He left the football field, resigned from football. He came into politics and be politician and became president. What else does George Weah need in his life? I think he has accomplished everything he wants to get. There's a happiness of anybody in the world to be recognized at that point in that top position or in those top positions. Football player money, where people he draw them way for he's scoping the go. The main head of the when they say you Ballon d'Or man, you go to one you will want. Then he come again from the football field. The post say the man go to school. He go to school. He learn boy. He come out and he join the politics. He be or he became president. The post criticizing him. If I were Weah, I don't think I want to come back to politics. But again, let's see how it works. Can there be a citizen over George Weah? I don't think so. So those who are orchestrating plans or having a spell whatsoever the thing they can do, they be doing it on their own. Let me go to Sano County and talk to the head of the disabled people there, Mr. G. Shaq Davis. Welcome you. Welcome. How are you?
Yeah, Jala.
Yes, sir.
Make my day, Jala. I listen to you to my comfortable zone.
Okay. Okay.
As head of the person with disability, I know I admire you, do my own analysis on your input.
Okay.
And whatsoever is in the country concerned about the mindset of the Liberian people.
Mm-hmm.
Ghana, let people, we have to work on our mindset in this country. Reason being, the issues of government or whatsoever happening in the city in terms of development, our mindset, we need to work after they say, oh, this one. Start teaching people. Jala, do this. What can we do? Call Ghana, the mindset, and what experience you get from the field, what can we do? To break the broken pieces of the country to put it together. To see how best. Money was in the country, but when we come from that, we see China, this thing happen in Dubai. What can we do? Our mindset.
Yeah.
To analyze issue, to reprogram our mind and see who we can point at the developments in the country. Where are we? One day we criticize everybody. We will never go on the picture to critique the issue. That will be the benefit of the Liberian people. Our children are on the street, but we ourselves will be on the wrong place, but we blame one party. We blame another person, we blame Jala. Jala do this. The mindset of the people. We have to reprogram our mind and see how best, and build our confidence, and see how best, and defend the Liberian people character that they deserve. And persevere will be our role, and patience and appreciation.
Okay, sir.
That will be development in our country here.
Thank you, sir.
This is my mindset of what happened.
Thank you.
Listen to you. The issues of good governance in the country.
Thank you. You know, as Omen Shaq Davis said, Jeff, one of the issues I have to do with good governance or what Mr. President portrayed here in the last 6 years of his administration. I didn't hear one day that President Weah had any of his family members in government. The one who I knew about was Prince Weah, who was at the National Port Authority in a contractor position or some other position. And when that news flagged about President Weah brother is at the port, what the president did, he asked the managing director at the time to allow his brother from working. And I met Mr. Prince Weah at the Outer Lagoon one Sunday. We were having our alumni meeting. A friend of my guys from Rock International were all there. And I saw him, went to him. And he told me that he was no longer in the employ of the NPA. Mr. President had his big brother here. And my friend Tara Jangba can attest, going TG. He knows, look, the man brother was here, he now had a job. It didn't mean that George Weah was not qualified to get a job. But he didn't want people to look at him as somebody who is practicing nepotism. No, he never did it. And these are things that people will be looking for in the new government. To what extent that Honorable Joseph Newman Bwaka will bring his family people in government? Will he disallow his children from going to government as a part of as a means of not practicing nepotism? The guys will be sitting on the other side, be criticizing, will be saying it. These are real issues that will come about. Why does he appoint his sons in government? Why does he appoint his uncles and nephews in government? Those direct relationships. Why, if he does that, the Liberian people will speak out against it. And I know these are things we all fought against in the past. And I don't want to believe my uncle will come and do the same thing. They ought to find out. In this country, the McLeans were the one leading the government. The McLeans are the Minister of State or portfolio. The McLeans is the Minister of Information, Culture, Affairs and Tourism as the Minister of Information, Culture, Affairs and Tourism. The McLeans are on the other side. And the Wicks. You know. So we don't want to see a repetition of what happened from 2006 to 2017. The Liberian people looking at you for that. And we keep saying this to just remind you people. Before you do it, you just say, oh, the people talk about you. Oh, the answer will be my son, my children in government, answer will be my family in government. No, it didn't happen in other government. When you say you want to take free tuition, the people say, hey, I'm probably can happen. You want to say, you will say, no free school at Universal Library, the people get there. Oh, you to the poor, say the poor are suffering here. You don't can't take power. You can't go and take that opportunity I've had over the 12 years from them. And that's what I always say. President Weah was addressing the bread and butter issues from different perspectives. And people did not understand it from that area. And once you make a mistake, and I know the wise, the elder lawyer, like the man called Kofi Woods, will not sit there, and others will not sit there, and they allow things that happened in the past that made the poor happy to be scrapped. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that the UN trained, the UN accepted female presidential candidate who came. Sarah Bezu Nyanti and others who are on the transitional team, obviously I know they will have some kind of connection with the president-elect. They want to sit and undo some of the things that were done here. No. To remove WAS fees, do you know how much money they were paying people here? I mean, they were paying for WAS fee in the millions, over 50,000 students every year. It was sustained for 5 years under George Weah. A free tuition. That's how George Weah managed to address some of the bread and butter issues. Because the woman I was selling on Puerto Rico in the railway, if you have 4 children in high school, there are 4 children school fees were paid, their wife fee were paid. So the father times 4. You took that burden from the heads of those women. The children going to university, they weren't going to pay registration fees. If you took that away from them, they will not be happy. And I don't want to believe my uncle will do that. I want to believe that they will sustain them. Because if you do it otherwise, then you make the people not be happy with you. Let me go to this line and take this call. Hello, welcome. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, sir.
This is Roland Swaggy. This is ERBC.
ERBC, you're listening to.
Okay, this is Roland K. Swaggy speaking from David in town.
Oh, yeah, David in town in Bonkan. They were there during the camping period.
Okay.
How are you?
Thank God. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, my brother.
Okay, I thank you people for this program. The kind of program, a program that can make people to remember something. Even when you make a mistake, you will know that you just want to make such a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I would say to the Liberian people, excuse me for this word, they say, you don't know the importance of your board except Racing get on it. When you ready to sit there and say, oh my board.
Mm-hmm.
Liberian people have put Racing on their board. But according to President, we are off on the last 6 years. I mean, that 12 years.
No, the people think that President Weah was not ready for the job. That's what they're talking. Otherwise, they said that by value of their votes.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that for cutting him or that one make the Racing to already grow on their board. But remember.
But you know, my brother, and again, we just see this thing as reminders so that we will not do anything outside the way, right? But I think it's really very important that we get a chance to come in power by January. And we're not critiquing them, but we just say as reminders, you know.
Oh yes. I know, but what I want them to do, what I'm looking at is that they say we should manage our expectation. My expectation will not be managed.
Why?
Because I'm looking at them from now to January when they get in power.
Mm-hmm.
I will be looking at those of them that are selling on the street, selling the market, the railway. When they're ready to leave, their market will just remain in wheelbarrow. We all come and we all came to home because they say Zogo will not be on the street anymore. Mm-hmm. So I will be looking at them After that,
You want to lead a market to realize you're going where?
to go to that hospital because they said there'll be no Soko. they said there'll be no Soko. So when I look at them for 1 month and they do that, I will follow them too.
Okay,
but my
thank you.
expectation will not be managed until I see them doing such a thing.
All
okay.
Right.
And I also thank God for President Weah. Enough leader that they say, oh, the men have done the one, they're taking out of the country. And we the follower. People continue to praise him. People continue to praise him. The words are praising. So I'm happy for President Weah. As I behind him, I'm proud of him. Even when I wear a clothes on the street, they can say, I'm tired wearing that kind of thing. But it's not that kind of thing. It's the love of my president.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very kindly. 080514096. One man who was the only man I know voted for. He came from the Broom Revolution. Is right here in the studio. Let me talk to S. Lawrence Bobo. He calls from Foya. Lawrence, welcome. My uncle, how are you?
Fine, Jalam. How do you do this evening?
I'm okay, sir. How is Foya?
Jalam, very good. And whenever the hour we are not here, boys, I'll be sick.
Oh, man, don't get sick. Listen to the show.
Obviously, you ending my day very good. Let me just follow you. All the colors. You know, Jalam, what will be happening? The expectation those guys were having when you tell a farmer that GRC will come back, you were AGR, WMP, one over become president, that one was motivated by the people. They know very well that they will not make it. They want to tell the people that you minimize their expectation. But let me just say this to all the supporters of CDC. If you see these people will be holding and putting between their steps, CDC, you all go far for Jara. You guys should not give or use Super George for money SMS. We please urge you guys until we can hear from the government that people should stop. But until Liberia listen to you for your council so that we can sustain ourselves. Let me say hi to the family of Foya District, those who join us in the struggle. Thank you.
Thank you, S. Lawrence Bobo, for that. Let me take calls from the other line now. 080514096. I will go to the USA later to talk to this. I hope Charles Davis will come back to the studio. Hello, welcome.
Yeah, hello, Jara.
You son of Rosetta Sankale?
No,
Musu calling from Banga. Welcome, Musu. How are you, my sister? Good morning, you.
Yeah. Yo, Joe, I want to tell you thank you.
Oh, Musu gone off? Wow. Please call back, Mama. I don't know if I can save your number to call you back because you want to say something. And I'm always encouraging female voices. Hello, welcome. You live on the Bumper Show. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Papa Vera from San Content. And I thank you all the time and listen to Bumper Show. I want for you. Yeah, this is Papa Vera. I know you are getting my clear.
Okay, go ahead and let me hear you.
All right, thank you for the show. All the time you like the people now, you always give the information. You always. It's very great for us. Those of us that are residing in Southern County, Pakistan, what are residing it's very important that we listen to this show. And mostly, what are interesting of this show is you always be informative and educative on the program. So the issues of our own president that in the position, you already give the light. Those lights cannot be deserted. Thank you very much for the program this afternoon.
All right. Thanks so very kindly. Hello, welcome.
Hello,
welcome. How are you? Let's hear you.
My name is Manaki, calling from Bible Seminary.
Okay, reduce the monitor now, please.
You know, the border over this country.
And you know, when you're saying those things, I would not want to say the way you're saying it. And I can't restrict your comments, right? But I will be wise. I will say, you know, we all will be here. We'll be here. We'll still be talking. But it's better to give them the benefit of the doubt, and we'll pass January. Start critiquing them and start saying what you want to be saying. But I don't want us to be a pessimist. For me, I'm not a pessimist. I'm an optimist. I'm always optimistic that things will be positive. It'll be well. But when it goes the other way around, I can come and talk about it the other way. So let's be patient a bit. Let's wait and see. Let's be optimistic. Hello, you there? Oh, he gone off. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Good evening, Jala.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
My name is Octavius Gilman, and I join you from Sano County, to be specific, Buto number 1 estate.
Okay.
Jala, I listen to you very attentively, you know, now like for some of us, we will not manage our expectation. The reason is very simple. The reason why we will not manage our expectation is the incoming leadership headed by Joseph Iban Bwaka when they were in opposition. These were the tools that they used in persuading our people. That's what brought them to power today. If you look at the margin, that is one way, less than 1%, because you the one with 50%, and the equivalent president accumulated 49. And so the country now is
hold the line.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. You live on the show. Go ahead.
The country is now divided, and so
hold the line. I'll come very soon.
Because those things that they said when they were in opposition, that then so that they will bring up expertise that will make it more easier. This thing and those things that not happen in 170 years that they wanted to happen in 6 years. We are saying to and those things that never happened in 176 years wanted to happen in the 6th year. And so with the issue of the situation for both Liberia, want us to be current without one. And one even the civil service salary should come up in time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
These are that will be counted.
Okay. Thank you so very kindly. Let me go to Banga and talk to Musu College. She was on the line. She went off. Hello, welcome. Yeah. You want to say something, but you went off, and now you have come back.
Yeah, you know, Jara, for me, we will not manage our expectations because the people from this, all of those things President were here doing. They were like, were looking. They were used to go more all over. There was no rule. He was here taking our rule. He don't carry on a lot of development. But here it stay every day. The people from the United Party, they will say he now not anything. There today, and they promised the people of Liberia that they were medicine will be in the hospital. They were carrying a salary up, especially the nurses, those teachers and things. So all those promises, and in fact, the rest, they said food will be surplus, bread price will come down, and in fact, the U.S. rate will be set. So all of those things we're waiting for for all to see happening, because when it happens, at least everyone know it will be our will be ready for it. But if they refuse to do it, that manage your expectation. Even for the United Party people, but enough for we the citizen. And I want to tell President, we are thank you. Yes, I want to tell President, we are thank you. That kind of president, when you check in the world, I even think somebody will get that kind of heart. You hear? Because even here, America, who are the president ever to do that kind of thing?
I said, Musu. But you know that the president of America, who Joe Biden defeated, what is Donald Trump. Yes. Donald Trump got defeated, and when he got defeated in that presidential election, he never went to the inauguration of the president-elect. He never even said congratulations. Up to this time, he had never ever congratulated his successor. It tells that in America that respect democracy, that believe in the rule of law, that we all cover our democracy after. You see, his former president say angry after he left power. And George, we are African president who defend African leaders as dictators, will bow down and say, I lost the election. On a Bwaka come and take over. It takes a man to do so.
I'm telling you, so we proud our president. For me, you remember our president, and waiting, we ever want to hear, although we feel it back, right? But we have to accept it, and we love President. We will continue to, love it until 2029. But the only thing, President, we are in, you will not even say you're not coming back to 2029. We're waiting for you. We're waiting for you. Because we know what will happen here. But I say that. So the only thing that they do win, but they say party right now, nothing but doing other things. But for us in Bonga, our sedition, we here.
Okay.
Nobody can
Ma'am,
even
so
try
thank you
it.
so much. Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you so very
All right.
kindly. I hope Job Davis will come. Can you please contact Job Davis to come? Let me go to this line and speak to this caller. Hello, welcome. Hello.
Eh, Ken Bakbu.
Yeah, they want to go. Hey, good morning, Jungamoy.
Eh, Jojo.
Ah, you were many bunga money.
Okay. Anyway, this is Mark Bebele calling from the China Process Street, Brambasa County, one of Punk County Finance. Look,
Okay.
Mr. Griffin Lotta, I've been hearing you on the radio.
Last week I had some issues last week, so I had to address them.
All right, brothers. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your platform this evening. Look, Mr. Griffin, let me tell the United Party. Let me remind them. I try to remind United Party now. They tormented our government. All the Kubuti our president were doing in this country. They fought all what are doing it. They allowed we have voted them to power. Then they're telling us to manage our expectation. Why are we going to manage our expectation when you said that you will do everything possible for us? No, the two something promises they go on. The two negative promises the Joseph Border government made. We expect them to do it for us. We're not even expecting criminals to be in the street. We're not expecting so-called to be in the street. We're not expecting our brothers to be drugs again. We remind them. Look, we remind them on
all right. Thank you so much, Mike Bemini. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Mr. Mike Bemini. You know, as someone was saying to me, but I say, you know, some of us who are we not regret how the role we play in the election or in during the campaign. We play the role that was assigned us, and we executed them rightly. So I don't need a working government. Look, you know, one man who made Jara Grayfield to know George we are whatever called Benana Yuri. That's a man who gave my first biggest salary in this country, in the private sector. And I went with a better house in this country. I obtained other properties. Benana Yuri say around. I'm an old man. He'll give me a job. I want job, I get job. So can you please contact my guest? I am trying to get, I can say get in the thing, please. Or then just call me. Welcome, Mr. Richard Yosi. Welcome to the show, Mali Gadi. How are you? Long time, Mali Gadi. How is Ome Emmanuel Gadi and your mother, Mary Gadi? How are they coming on? J. Marcus Tupa is joining me here. Talu Kwaduri says he's watching from Zulu Whiskey in Grand Julia County. Let me talk to Philip Philip O. Jackson is here. Then Michael Kerry has joined me on the show right here. This is ERBC Radio 99.9 and other frequencies across Liberia. Radio Diampulo and Radio Makona are following the show and relaying the program with several other radio stations across Liberia. Radio Someone is in Santa Colinima County following the show. Right now, Radio Lawayi got burned, and I hope the guys are trying to restore it. And all the other stations in the service are following us. And I said to you earlier in my comments when I introduced my topic that I will be going to the US and talk to a young Liberian entrepreneur who wants to come in to Liberia. He has been involved, even watching the Liberian politics from afar. And then he has taken interest. He wants to talk about the process that he went and what he brings on the table. What does he have to offer Liberia? I will go to Mr. Honorable Gilman. Mr. Gilman is here on this line. I will talk to Mr. Gilman very shortly. That Octavius Gilman is my guest here. Octavius, welcome. You are on ERBC Radio.
Welcome. Thanks, brother. How you doing?
I'm okay, sir, and I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, thank God. I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. Now, you've been following the elections in Liberia. I don't know which side you supported, but Liberia has won. Whosoever won, Liberia has won. How was the process on your end?
It was great. I did not support anyone. Or I was not a member of any political party that went into the second round. But we pray for the best, and we commend President George Weah for what he did. I know most Liberians. I mean, I was not a fan. President Weah. But what he did to concede to that type of margin, that's something that every Liberian should be grateful for, because what I've been seeing around Africa and around the world, it would take a different type of person to do that. And he wrote his legacy for himself. And whether you like it or not, you should be grateful for that, because he saved thousands of lives. And that's something that some of us will remember him for.
You think if you had done the other way around and say he does not consider defeat and he thinks he won the election, there would have been a chaos in our country?
There's no question. And that's something that everybody know that. But that's why some of us will continue to respect him and pray for him, that he will be the guy wrote his own legacy at the end of his term, and some of us will continue to respect him for that, and we look at him now as not even Liberians. He was all on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and those are all the follow the news in the United States, and people talking about what he did and his 6 years in office.
Now let's go to your work you do in the USA. I'm told you are a Liberian real estate investor, and then you have interest in coming back to Liberia. Tell us more about your investment abroad in Liberia and other places in Africa, and how do you get involved in improving the Liberian situation if you give me any opportunity, whether in government or not, what in government or in the private sector, to invest.
And thank you very much for that, brother. For those who don't know me, my name is Octavius Gilman. Look, I went to school. I'm 39 years old.
Wow.
I went to school in the AGM.
Okay.
On Buchanan Street. I graduated from AGM. People who know me, they refer to me as human rights.
Okay.
And so I advocate on that. So look, I've been into the US for a minute. I just left from Liberia.
Oh.
Less than 2 months ago. Yeah, I was there for 2 days.
Okay.
The first time I was there for 2 days. Second time I was there for 2 days. I got a couple of businesses in Liberia, most especially land and buildings. So that's what I'm a real estate developer in Liberia. In the United States, I'm a real estate. I'm probably a real estate investor. So what I do in the United States is I teach financial literacy. I help people around the world, like government officials around the world, different countries, and private people who got their own. I help them invest their money and go into real estate. So that's what I do for myself. I buy houses and fix it and flip it. Okay. And then at the same time, I loan money to Liberian home and abroad.
All right. All intended to keep that to build that capacity.
Come again?
I say you loan money to Liberians here in Liberia, intended to build their capacities, right?
Sure. That's not only in Liberia, but I also do that in the United States as well.
Wow. Okay, that's good. Now, do you have interest in the Liberian political setting now, as you speak? Now we have a new government coming in.
No. I understand that question. No, I don't. I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman. But I always tell people that you cannot be a successful business person if you avoid politics. That don't mean you have to be in it 100%, but it will be difficult. So, like your one elbow got to be in there. And that's why I help Liberian politicians, and I get close to them. And, because at the end of the day, I will need them.
Now, I'm told you want to invest in Liberia. You want to create jobs for Liberians. How do you do that? And now you talking about, you say you're not a politician, but if you want to do business, you can be far from politics. How does that work? And how do you intend to help the Liberian people get the needed assistance you want to give them?
Yeah, if you say I want to get involved, to invest into Liberia, I'm already investing in Liberia. I got some of the best land in the country. That's what I do. I just said I'm a private real estate developer. So I've been buying land in Liberia for the past 10 years. So I own some of the finest property in the country. I'm building in the country as well. So people come to me, loan me money. I loan them money, and then they give me unfinished building, and they don't pay. We sign the paper. I take the building, or they sell the building to me. But that's what I do.
All right. So now you are a businessman, but having small interest in politics.
Not exactly. The reason why that I will put in the paper for me to be the mayor of Monrovia is simple. When
you're opting to be the mayor of Monrovia based on what the investment is in Monrovia, right, or in Liberia.
The mayor of Monrovia. The reason is simple. When I came to Liberia the first time, a few months ago, what I saw is discouraging.
What did you see?
The reason I've been doing that publicly, a lot of people, government officials call me, and my friends call me, why you went public? And they understand that it's simple. Look, we can, most especially the young people, what I saw in Liberia is discouraging in terms of the young minds. Let's say, the young people made up between the age of 19 to 35, almost 65% in that. They determine who become your president. They determine who become your senator. They determine who become your representative. Then why 95% of them are unemployed? 95% of them are begging. That's not the life they choose, but that the life somebody choose for them, and that a decision they made. And so people like us, men that came from that background. No, I came from the poor family. So I'm not here to look down on them. What I can do is to help them. And when I see young guys who I went to the same school, that when they make 90 in school, they feel bad. But me, I was just only fighting to make 60 when I made 60 in school.
Yeah, but let's say 70.
Don't even tell me that. Don't even tell me to that 70. Yeah, I saw me my sister. I found yeah, because I know at the end of the day the teacher will run it up. Yeah, so I'll be okay with that. Yeah, and but these are the people who are not doing well. So when I went to Liberia 2 times. The first time is to determine how many dirt is in the country, in the entire Monrovia. Yeah. And the second time, I wanted to know, my team and I wanted to know how many, the people that you guys refer to as Zogo, I don't like to use that word because these are my brothers and sisters. They just for some reason they find themselves in that position and wanted to know how many of them in the country. And we did that. And based on that, we were able to talk, and my partner and I were able to come up with a strategy and say, look, Liberia's a diamond mine. Why are they suffering?
So you actually came to do an assessment of the number of deaths in Monrovia.
Yes.
And what did the assessment tell you? What did the assessment tell you about how it could be tackled?
Yes, and that's why when we came back, and the people that and then I were in Liberia. When we came back, that he is a billionaire from Des Moines. The guy he owned one of the largest soybean farms in Des Moines. And the other one owned a fertilizer company in Texas. So when we came back, where we did, and he said, look, this country is sitting on a diamond mine. And we did some other things that, I cannot disclose here, that Liberia not supposed to, the young people are not supposed to be that way. I know what I intend to do. I say, you know what, I'm going to go public. Look, people say, why you offering $100,000 to be the mayor and create 10,000 jobs every single year?
100,000 to be a mayor?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I'm presenting the incoming government with $100,000 United States dollars.
Or you are giving it to the government?
Yeah, I'm giving it to the government, $100,000 to give to the government to make me the mayor. And in that is I call that job performance contract, so that
many people may feel that you are trying to buy a job from the government 100,000, even though you have intent to create 10,000 jobs as well. But giving 100,000 jobs to the incoming government, one may construe it as buying a job.
No. Let me explain the better.
Okay, please.
I gave 100,000 United States dollars to the Liberian government. I deposited in their bank account in the central bank.
Okay.
Now, with the intent to create 10,000 jobs every single year, I want to be audited every single year. The government of Liberia should audit me that my 10,000 jobs should be on the books. Failure. If I cannot produce that 10,000 jobs, I have stopped to 9,099. I should be dismissed immediately, and my $100,000 should be given to the Liberian government. In a 6 year, I plan to create 60,000 jobs in the Joseph Nyeman Boaka and Jeremiah first 6 years. So that is a what? It's a contract. And then I want Liberian to understand. If I wanted to brag, do you really think I will go public? Somebody that understands Liberian politics, somebody that understands the culture, somebody that know the politician, I would do the same way thousands of Liberians are doing, brag and get a position. I'm not stranger to Liberian politics. I'm not stranger to Liberian politician.
Now, have you spoken to other Joseph Newman Boakai or Jeremiah Kuhn or some higher ups you think who are going to be in government? What are they saying to you? We've taken a huge offer you've made.
Yeah, to be honest, I never. But there are people who I'm talking. I'm around, people who are around making the case for me. But the idea is, the reason I did that is I want the major, most especially the young people, should begin to put pressure on their government. The major position is not a child play. The major position should not be an appointed position. It should be an elected position. Because here is it: if you appoint me, I only answerable to you. I'm not answerable to the people of Monrovia, so I don't owe them anything. But if I were elected by the people of Monrovia, I will have to deliver. I will make sure that city is clean. I will make sure they got job. I will provide security. That's what I'm coming into. My number one goal. I can create more than 10,000 jobs. Is doable. The company that I'm bringing, that producing the fertilizer, the company is producing 4,500 jobs. I'm talking about livable job where people will get paid. That company will be the only company in Liberia that pays somebody every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Second company that and the second company that coming to do the fertilizer, they're producing a garbage can by the fertilizer just from dirt. Garbage can to send it back to America or around the world to sell from dirt. And they intend to create 7,500 jobs. Are you talking about? That's past the 10,000 right there. And my plan is, and my number one priority for the city is security. Security, because I got a lot of friends who want to invest in the country and they cannot do that without security. Look, in terms of the people that you got call Zogo, these are the people that I'm focusing on. Because look, that's what I said. What I saw in Liberia, I can tell anybody the newsman plan. I can show anybody, and Liberia is sitting on almost $500 million a year on something that got nothing to do with the city, but nobody is tapping into it.
Now, Mr. Gilman, we're going into closer to the end of time, but I want to ask you, there are many young people I see in every street corner in this country now involved in cleanup campaign as we move for the inauguration in January next year. Do you have any hand in that? Are you giving them support anywhere, anyhow?
I cannot discuss that. The thing is this. Our goal now, I want the young people. I want most especially the young people, because your future is on the line here. Your life is on the line. You're not getting younger. You're getting old. Take charge of your country. Do not vote for somebody because you like them. Do not vote for somebody because they are popular. Vote for somebody. Do not vote for somebody because they're from your town or your county. Vote for somebody Do not vote for somebody because of $20 or T-shirt or lapa. Vote for somebody that will change the life of your children and grandchildren and yourself. Because at the end of the day, see yourself in your own children. See yourself in their kids. That's how you want to be. When we vote for people when people vote for people in the United States, other countries, they don't vote for T-shirt. They don't vote because you're popular. They don't vote because they love you. They vote because the impact you made in their life. And that's why I want Liberian to ask the next mayor that, look, if Octavius Gilman will offer $100,000 to create 10,000 jobs, they did not give it to him because he did not support the UP. They gave it to you. What are you about to do? Are you about to create 15,000 jobs or 20,000 jobs? Your next mayor should not be answerable to Joseph Nyimambuaka. He or she should be answerable to you, the Liberian voters. And that's the pressure I want you to put on your next government and your next mayor of Monrovia.
Mr. Gilman, we are out of time already. What would be your parting comment? Anything I didn't ask you that you want to say?
And let me say thank you very much, and thanks to the station again. Look, our country belongs to everyone else. We owe it to Mama Liberia. We cannot stay in exile and die. Yes, some of us would want to come back. I'm asking the Liberian people, more especially the young people, understand, if I was, sometimes I find it difficult to use that word appointed because it's wrong. No country, as serious country, will appoint a mayor. All mayors should be an elected position. But if I were given that opportunity to become your mayor, your number one priority, my number one priority would be security. Okay. Security for the city of Monrovia. I want the market women. I want the shops to be open. Right now, you're about to leave that station. Why? Because of some security factor. You're about to go home. Stores are about to close by 4 o'clock, by 5 o'clock. It's because of security. I will provide security. That my number one priority. The second thing is job. Liberian need job. Do not allow your next mayor of Monserrato to just wear coat suit and pass around and do battlecraft. That should not be his or her focus. Your next mayor should be somebody that look just like you, that understand your concern and create opportunity for you. Thank you. May God bless our country and bless our next president. And God bless Mama Liberia.
Thank you, Mr. Octavius Gilman, a man who wants to be mayor of the city of Monrovia. And he says he's given 100,000 US dollars to the Liberian government, and you provide 10,000 jobs. Come again?
I'm only receiving $1 pay every single month. I want Liberian to understand that, because somebody would say $1
US I pay every month.
Every month, that's it. And I want the Liberian government to put me, and I will declare my asset before taking that position.
Thank you, Mr. Gilman.
Thank you.
He lives in the States. He said he has properties here. He loses money to Liberians everywhere in the USA. He wants to be the mayor of Monrovia. And he says he is depositing 100,000 US dollars at a central bank in the Liberian government coffers to making the mayor of Monrovia. He's not buying a job, but while he's there, every year he will provide 6,000 jobs. That's Octavius Gilman. Here's my long guest on the show. Daniel Ankara is on my back. So I have to go. I hope how the broom people doing. Broom want a broom too. Dr. Emmanuel Yakpawulo Ure, how are you? That's how going this evening. Remember Jala Grave chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk, and never shall we fight. And my name is Jala Emmanuel and Nikki Kalufagala Kiang Malakbu Nyale Wantokau Zubo Woma Ganakpo is Masuda Pupu. Have you seen Masuda Pupu before? That's a mysterious in my head. Davatema Japapunu Quila Grayfield. Have a good day for Monrovia. I'll see you again when you see me.